Today is a very, very exciting day. And no, it's not because in between episodes I managed to finally roll a protection for Villager, as you can see. It's because it's base day. That's right, we're moving to the base location. Now, there was some stuff that I did do in between episodes, and originally I was going to do one of those voiceover things where I talk all about it, but I can't be bothered to do that. I just want to go to the base. So we're just going to do that instead. Professional recording. Did I mention that I've also been away for a week? So if I'm rusty, that's why. Now, something I did absolutely ages ago is actually mine out a tunnel all the way to my base location, or the portal to my base location, but I haven't lit it yet, and if we're lighting it, okay, you know what, I need to go prepare myself. I need to go get my stuff and get a flint and steel. I'm getting a bit carried away. I mean, I haven't even done the intro yet. Hello, humans. I'm the AlienDoctor, but you could call me Alien. How could I forget that bit? It's like the most important bit of the video. I mean, without the intro, what is the video? Because surely it hasn't started. So in this chest is an absolute ton of mini blocks, and these are actually exactly half of the mini blocks that we all got during the settlements event. So basically, me and Toad have split them between us because Toad needs some and I need some, basically. So we figured we might as well just split them all between us. Now, one of the things you could see that I did in between episodes that I completely forgot about is actually name and also dye some of my shulker boxes here, which we'll be doing a little bit more of in the future. So I have gone ahead and gotten some resources in this shulker box from both down here and also up in the actual basement for the Team 2 settlement to take with us to our base, along with, of course, the flint and steel, which we need to light the portal that I forgot earlier because I'm totally a professional. Yes. But as I was saying earlier, in this direction we have Alien's base location. Now, honestly, I can't even remember where it is. It could be down there, but that looks like somebody's been doing some netherite mining, so I don't think it's that way. Could be down this one. I don't think it's down this one because I haven't actually lit my portal yet, whereas that was a very much lit portal. So I'm pretty sure that it's actually down this way. We'll have to see. And this gives you an idea of like how far away my base is from spawn, which isn't ideal, but it's not too bad, especially once we have the whole nether hub set up. But anyway, here we have my portal, Alien's main base island. Do not light. Well, we can get rid of those signs, we can light it. This is very exciting. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and light this portal. I'm going to be the very, very first person to go through it. Very exciting. There we go. It's lit. And I don't mean lit as in like, whoa, it's lit. I mean lit as in it is lit up. Anyway, as I say, very first person to go... Really? Really? How... Well, hi, AlienBot.
Oh, hi, Alien. I've been stood here waiting for you to come out of that portal for a while. I thought you were never coming.
Why... What? Did you, like, ignore the signs that said do not light?
No, I saw the signs, so I figured I might as well light it and then just unlight it and put the signs back again, you know? I just wanted to make sure the place was okay before you came here.
Why would you need to do that?
I don't know. Honestly, I was a little bit bored.
Okay, whatever. Jeez. Well, thanks for that, I guess. Kind of ruining the big reveal here.
Oh, sorry about that, Alien.
Oops. Jeez. Okay, whatever. Well, thanks anyway. This, as I was saying, is our base location. Now, you guys have seen it a little bit if you watched the second episode, I think it was. But here it is. So I have this whole island over here, that island over there, that island that's just out of the render distance, and then there's another island in that direction. I think it's quite a big island. It's more like an isle that's over there as well. So plenty of space this season to build, and of course it's just me. Well, and AlienBot, I guess. So no dual basing or anything like that. And I'm so excited to get started on this place. It's very, very exciting. Also, it has just occurred to me that I could, like, totally change out of my bandit skin now because the Bluestone Bandits, as we called ourselves, is probably over. However, do not fear because Toad made me some Crocs specifically for my main skin, as you can see. So I'm still rocking the elegant Crocs, as you can see there. But anyway, it's good to have the lab coat back on. However, lab coat aside, I probably know what you're thinking.
Oh, Alien, why don't you go ahead and build that really cool starter base that you mentioned on your starter base island?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because I don't want to. Whilst, yes, a starter base is incredibly important because we need a base that's just nearer to our main base area, we also need diamonds. Now, if we take a look in my loot box, you can see here I have 10 diamonds, all of which are actually from end raiding. I don't think I've mined a single diamond this season, honestly. And the other thing that we're incredibly low on is rockets, as you can see in here, because we have a severe lack of gunpowder. So I think you can see where we're going with this, but we need to build a gunpowder farm. Now, you may also be thinking that I could just go ahead and buy my rockets from Burning Skull at the shopping district, which is true. Skull is selling rockets, but they're kind of expensive. They're 1 diamond for 20 rockets, which is just a terrible deal. So, what I'm thinking, to generate ourselves some diamonds, we go ahead and open up a rocket shop. To do that, we need a good source of rockets, so I guess it's time to go to the industrial district. So it's going to be a little hard to tell, especially because of this rain fog and stuff, but this is actually my industrial district, and it's not too far from my base area, which is in that direction. Probably should have put some obsidian to build a portal here, but whatever, I forgot. So as you can see, in my industrial district, we have got a raid outpost, fresh with some allays as well, which I don't know what I'm going to do with. But the other thing that's important about this area is that if we fly down here, then you can just about see there is an ocean monument as well, which is very, very cool. Oh, I didn't really want to get that effect today. Thank you. Well, anyway, we're going to have an ocean monument right there, or a guardian farm, and then just over there, we'll obviously be able to have a raid farm, which you can't see because of this stupid rain fog. Well, back here at the settlement, thankfully, we have a cow, so I can get rid of that awful effect. So instead of going for a creeper-only farm, I've decided I'm actually going to go for a general mob farm, and this is the design I'm using, kind of. I'll explain a little bit more why later, but it's a pretty simple design. I did make it myself, but somebody's probably already made it or something similar to it before, but it uses the pretty common scaffolding spawn layout for the spawn layers, which the first person I saw to do it was Silent Whisperer, but I have no idea if he was actually the first person to do that or not. Basically, the way it works is a mob will spawn on the block below the scaffolding, and the water will obviously just push them down into the kill chamber. Now, you can see here that it doesn't completely work very well, and that's because this is a slightly different design than what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, make this hole actually 3x3 instead of 2x2 so that those spiders don't get stuck. And I'm also not going to use a trident killer. I'm just going to use some magma to kill the mobs. However, in the future, we could always upgrade this to use a trident killer. So essentially, the bit of this farm I'm actually using is the spawning layers. I'm not actually using the kill chamber that we have down there at all. So we can just ignore that section. So I guess now what we need to do is go ahead and build the farm. Jeez. So obviously we're going to build it over here in the industrial district, but I think it's a good idea to potentially build it over the water. I'm not sure. I haven't really decided where to build it, but I'm just thinking this is like naturally quite a good spawn perimeter, if you see what I mean. But maybe I won't. One thing I do need to do though is stop wasting rockets. Well, I think I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and build it here. So, well, there we go. Those are the first blocks placed. Now we need to build up a ton. So we have the AFK spot in place now, and I used Foxy's Marcus pack to, of course, make sure that the spawning spheres are far enough away that we will not be loading the ocean below, so we don't, spawn anything down there that we don't want to. Now, the other thing that I kind of forgot to check, I want to try and build this in a way where we can build another one if we want to and have like split density cap mob farms, so we can have 2. So I also need to make sure that I trunk align this properly. But anyway, without further ado, let's begin the time lapse of building our very first large-scale farm on this season. Well, as you might be able to tell behind me, the farm is pretty much completed now. So if we take a look at these chests, we of course have some gunpowder and various different mob drops. And I've done it like this, so they're all actually going into different chests, which is a little bit inconvenient, but it is what it is. But you could see I've barely ran this farm for more than 5 minutes and we already have 16 gunpowder, which is absolutely excellent. So we'll need to get AlienBot AFK here as soon as possible, of course. Now, it's not completely finished in that this top is partly made out of full blocks instead of tinted glass. The reason that we want to use tinted glass here is because it makes these top spawns count as surface spawns instead of cave spawns like the one below it. And the reason we want to do that is because cave spawns have a different mob cap to the surface ones, so by doing that we should get more rates. But it's not going to be a huge difference, so it doesn't matter that we've got it temporary like that for now. It's just because I ran out of some materials. Because as you could already see, without adding that proper roof in, it's already working absolutely fine. And wow, actually better than I expected, honestly. It's pretty much a constant feed of mobs, which I really wasn't expecting for Bedrock Edition. So I went ahead and left AlienBot to AFK at the mob farm. That way we'd get plenty of drops. Meanwhile, I went ahead and got some more resources, mostly so that we could build our shop, which isn't exactly going to be a huge shop, as you'll see in a second. I also got some ancient debris from mining out the nether tunnel for the mob farm, so I figured I might as well upgrade more of my gear. And I also did some AFK at the drowned farm in between all of this. But netherite gear aside, we really should build that shop now. And as you can see over here in the shopping district, this is actually more spawn. The shopping district is over in here. But because there's no real infrastructure built up there yet, nobody wants to do anything in there in case it gets, removed when Froggy and Skull, properly build up shopping district. So for now, people have just been making little, stalls, I guess, around spawn and half-finished buildings. I think it's half-finished. It doesn't have a roof. I've cleared out a little area over here, which is kind of near the portal, and the plan is to make it reasonably big so I could just sell, everything that I want to. So it will have rockets, but it will have anything else that I may start producing soon. So we're going to do that right now. So the plan is that we put it here and we're sort of following the similar way that everybody else has done their little stands. So I'm going to go and have it here, and we're going to have it on a little bit of a slant, I think. And actually, you know what? I'm not sure if I like the idea of doing it on a slant, so we're just going to keep it like that. And then everybody else has used it dark oak slabs other than that one. I don't want to do everything completely the same as everybody else, but I want to follow into the theme as much as possible. So we're going to grab some dark oak slabs. And this is actually going to have 2 entrances, so it is going to be a little bit different because there's going to be a way you can walk in from here and a way you can walk in from here. And actually, with that in mind, I think we need to make it a little bit bigger. But the idea is we'll then have stock on either side. So I think this is the size that I'm going to have it, and the chest will sort of wrap around the edges like that, if it makes any sense at all. So we'll do that, and then obviously we need to build up a little bit. So I have some various different dyes. I obviously have lots of blue dye and lots of yellow dye right here, and then lots of wool. Okay, so we have 24 of each color, and obviously we're doing blue and yellow because they're kind of my colors. We should probably also sleep because there is very much a creeper approaching me right now. Now, something else I'm going to do a little bit different, I think, is all of these have sort of done it like that, where they've used full blocks here. I'm going to try and use carpets. So I have no idea how that's going to look, but then we'll have the actual one there. Honestly, I don't think it looks terrible. It might need to go out more than one though. And it's also very high up. I think that's the other issue. So maybe we need to make it go down by 1. I hope you're enjoying this slightly slower paced style of editing for this little bit. I wanted to see what it was like to talk you through the process of building a thing. Obviously, the thing I'm building is not particularly big, but this kind of shows you the sort of things that go through my mind when I'm building something like this. And yes, as I've probably already said, I am not a professional builder person, but I still like to try, you know? Yeah, I think doing this is a lot better because you can actually see that it's there now, which is kind of an important thing. And there we go, I had exactly the right amount as well. And then what we're going to do is grab some scaffolding. Yes. Okay, there we go. So I've added the first bit of the ceiling in. Now I am a little bit concerned that we aren't going to have enough wool to finish this off because of how big it is. Okay, yeah, we're already out of blue wool and we're pretty much out of yellow wool as well. So we'll leave it like that for now and we'll come back and fix it later. And I also think I want to add another row of carpets on here as well. And we'll need to do the same on the other side. So that's like a lot of carpets. Jeez. But for now, we'll just ignore that because I can fix that later now that we have just the sort of base of it in, if you like. Now, the other thing I want to do is try and add something like this. I guess they'd probably be that way round, yeah. So that the sort of like entrance bits look a little bit more natural. There we go. So now we have the walkway through here. And because we've done that, I feel like we need to add stairs in these corners as well now. And there we go. I'm pretty happy with this so far. So now what we need to do is add in our stock. So in the future, I'll probably end up putting more chests like on top of these chests. The idea is that this will just sell everything I need it to sell until the proper shopping district is open so that we can make separate shops for everything. That's why it's like so huge. So I've literally put in all of the firework rockets we have into there, but obviously we still have plenty of spare gunpowder. The thing is, we don't have enough sugarcane to make paper to make the rest into rockets, but I have a solution for that. So this is solution number 1 to the lack of sugarcane that we have. And this is obviously just a simple sugarcane farm like the one we have back at the Team 2 base, where it will produce some sugarcane, and it has not yet. So this could just run passively whilst AlienBot is over here AFK, like he is right now. And then solution number 2 is this monster. It is not compact at all. Maybe I should have tried to make it more compact, but it is essentially a bone meal based sugarcane farm that is already broken. Wonderful. I really didn't test it before. And here's attempt number 2. Really? That's... Oh. Why can't I just build? This is like such a simple farm, and it's night and there are witches in there, but this is such a simple farm. How can I not do this? Is it really this difficult? So I've gone ahead and put in tons of the bone meal that we have from that farm, because as you can see here, adding a repeater on a 2-tick delay seems to have solved our piston problem, and we're now getting lots and lots of sugarcane. So you can see here, I've also put a hopper minecart underneath that purely because sometimes what happens is the sugarcane ends up just falling straight down instead of going onto this block. So it just means we're like getting maximum efficiency and not losing any drops. If you look over here, you can see we are losing some drops, but this farm is sort of like one that's just going to be running for a long period of time. So I don't mind too much if we're occasionally losing drops, whereas here we want it to be as efficient as possible because we want to get as many drops as quickly as possible in a short period of time. If that makes any sense, like we're not going to leave this farm running, whereas that farm's always running. Hopefully that made some sort of sense. Now the other issue we're having is that I can't sleep, and that is because up here we are actually having witches like drink potions. I'm not sure which potion it is. I guess it might be fire resistance, but it means that they aren't dying on the magma, and evidently they don't die of fall damage. So at some point the potion effect does wear off, which is really, really good because it means that, you know, they do die eventually, but it also means that I can't sleep when they're here. So every so often I've had to come in and clear them out. So yeah, if you look there, that one presumably has had its potion effects wear off and is now dying. This is good news. And as you can see, we have an absolute ton of sugarcane in this farm, and we have a little bit more in here as well. This is very, very, very good. Oh, and we also have this sugarcane from the bone mealing that I did earlier, and apparently just one in there as well. So yes, lots and lots of sugarcane. And here is some of our spare gunpowder. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is craft up a ton of rockets so that we can fully stock our shop. Well, I've done a ton of crafting and I have used up all of the gunpowder that we have in there. We still have plenty of bones and bone meal left, as you can see here. So we're definitely not going to be running out of sugarcane anytime soon. But this is what I've got. So ignore this shulker box because I didn't fill it up. But we have this shulker box, this shulker box, this shulker box, this shulker box, and then all the stuff in here as well. So we have literally like 4 shulker boxes plus a little bit extra, which I'll probably just keep for myself, of rockets, which is very, very, very good indeed. So I'm going to take this all to the shop now because, well, we gotta go sell it. So here we are back at the shopping district with a weird sky. I think it thinks it's raining, but isn't actually raining. But anyway, over here at the shop, obviously nobody has, like, bought anything because nobody's been on. But that's fine, because we're about to stock it. Also, to be fair, I haven't actually announced that this is a shop yet, so there's also that. So I've gone ahead and filled this double chest with rockets for 1 diamond for 3 stacks, and then the same with this one as well. And we, of course, have lots of other chests around here, which could do with some items. But one of the things I thought we could sell is shulker boxes, because we have lots of shulker shells here. So I'm going to go get some wood so that we can get some chests to craft some more shulker boxes so that we can go ahead and sell them. So I think the plan is to have this chest be the one that's just filled with shulkers, and I don't think I'm going to stock any more chests with them because we don't have like an infinite number of shulker shells just yet. We need to make a shulker farm first, but you know, we have still got a pretty decent amount, certainly enough that we can start selling some. So there we go, that's all of those, and then we've got some spare for myself. So we have rockets in here, even more rockets in here, and shulker boxes. So there we go. We now have not a fully stocked shop, but in terms of everything we're selling, I guess it's fully stocked. We still need some stock for these chests, but that will wait for a future episode, because that's going to be it for today's episode. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out the video on screen now, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!